you're waiting for the bit about learning to tattoo, you're going to have to sit and watch some of the other stuff and see some of the other things first. So that's a little bit later in the video. Don't skip. Don't skip. That's not very nice. Watch the other stuff. It's good. It's worth it. And I guess subscribe. Comment. Oh yeah, of course. I always forget about that. What, that I'm a backstreet scratcher? Yeah. The secret backstreet scratcher. You know we're filming at the moment as well. And you're admitting that you're a backstreet scratcher.
So, fuck a policeman.
Oh yeah? I love that, yeah. So, today what I want to talk about is the many ways that people can learn to tattoo. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is why I'm doing this. So, first things first, I'm doing this because if you're wanting to learn to tattoo, there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there who will feed you all sorts of nonsense in all sorts of different ways, and you need to know what you're looking for, and you need to know what you're getting into when you're learning to tattoo. So one of the first things that I want to talk about is apprenticeships. Now, I should imagine you probably look at me and think that I'm about to say apprenticeships are the only way, god damn it, that's how you learn to tattoo. Well, one of the things that I want to say about apprenticeships is my experience of the vast majority of professional tattooers who've had apprenticeships is that they've not had an apprenticeship that is worth a fart. Most people haven't learned how to tattoo properly. Most people haven't learned cross-contamination properly. Most people have just been ripped off and used as a shop body to do all of the go around stuff and do all the stuff that no one else wants to do in a shop. Now, to be clear, that should be part of an apprenticeship, but that shouldn't be the only thing. So what I will say is, I think from my perspective, I think an apprenticeship is the right way to go about things. I think it's the best way to go about things, but I don't think it's the only way to go about things. So for some people, different things work differently. Now, with an apprenticeship, really what you need to look for is you need to firstly look for someone who's a tattooist that you really like, that you respect, and you think their work's excellent. The other thing you need to look at is realistically, if you're going into talking to someone about trying to get an apprenticeship, what do they expect from you? And also, you shouldn't be afraid to talk about what you expect from them. Now, that doesn't mean you run the show as an apprentice. You should never feel like you run the show as an apprentice. You're earning what you're learning. You're earning a trade. But realistically, there's a lot of people who take on apprentices as free help. So keep an eye out for that. I think one of the things with an apprenticeship that you don't get with other methods is someone who is there who can correct you when you're going wrong. There's loads of online tutorials you can look at, and you can pay to be part of someone's online tutorial from really reputable, excellent tattooists. But the one thing that I will say is, one thing that I think that's missing is it's missing someone who can sit there and watch you and make sure that what you've taken from what they've said makes sense and you're doing it right. So I can tell you how to pull a line or how to do shading, but just because I've said to you how to do it, it doesn't mean you're going to interpret that correctly. So having someone to sit there and watch you do it and go, oh no, when I said this, I meant that, and so on and so forth. That's really why I think an apprenticeship is the best way. So then to go on to the next one, there's a lot of people who learn from home. Now, I'm not going to tell you that learning from home and teaching yourself is the horrific, disgusting thing that people talk about. Because I know some really fucking world-renowned, amazing tattooists who taught themselves from home. But, having said that, if you want to do that, you need to really pay attention to some really important things and make sure you know what you're doing. If you're learning from home, which, to be clear, I don't condone, I don't think it's the best way to do because of this next thing that I'm going to say about. But if you're learning from home, teaching yourself, because let's face it, people are going to do that anyway. If you're learning from home, you really need to make sure that your cross-contamination and your hygiene is second to none. You need to read up about that, research about it, understand about all sorts of things, and make sure you've done your due diligence with that before ever even tattooing with a machine or even hand poking with needles. You need to really pay attention to that. And the reason I bring up the learning from home thing is because a lot of tattooists who go, well, this apprenticeship is the only way. You know what? I think it is the best way, but people are going to learn from home. People are going to do that. People don't always take the path most trodden. And if people are going to do that, what I want to make sure people know is make sure you're not giving people any horrible diseases. I don't think it's the right way. I think you'll learn slower. I think the more you're around people with experience, the quicker you'll learn. You'll pick up things from other people way more. But if you're the sort of person who's determined to do it for yourself, God damn it, you do that. But make sure you're making sure people are clean and healthy and your situation is sterile. Okay, so that brings me on to another thing. And this is kind of what triggered me wanting to talk about this. There's a lot of tattoo schools popping up. Okay, so tattoo schools. I think I would say probably 99% of them are a scam, where they're just trying to get money off of you. There's a tattoo school that I became aware of in Essex, where someone came to me and they said, look, can I do a quick apprenticeship, because I've already done this tattoo school, so I've already got my degree in tattooing, I've already got my certificate to say I'm a tattooist, but I just need to make sure that I can get up to speed with a few things before I start tattooing. And they told me that they'd done a tattoo school thing in Essex, and I looked up the place, and the way they do it is they do a 2-week course where you pay thousands of pounds for a 2-week course, and in the first week they teach you cross-contamination, in the second week they teach you how to tattoo, and at the end of that week you tattoo one person and they're like, off you pop, you're now a tattooist. Okay, so I've had an apprentice now for about 1.5 years, give or take, and she's now just 5 months into tattooing. It takes you a long time to be able to get good at tattooing. It takes a lot of practice. It takes someone guiding you. You won't be able to learn to do it overnight. Like, a tattoo school that will do you a 2-week course is a scam. No two ways about it. Simple as that. Now, there seems to be like a few people that I've found that I know of who, I don't know how else to put this, but in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, aren't very good at tattooing, but they can tattoo. They know how to do it. They're not getting a lot of work. So what they turn to is they go, look, I've set up this studio. I'm not really making a lot of money. I'm not doing a lot of work. I'll teach people to tattoo. If the person who you're learning from, who's saying that they're going to do you a 2-week, 2-month, 6-month course, isn't very good, you're wasting your money, because you're only going to be as good as they are. And if they're not good, you're wasting your money. I would say my personal viewpoint, though, is I think a tattoo school can be done well. I think it needs to be done right. I don't think anyone's ever done it right. I think there is potential for that. But as things stand, where we are right now on August the fucking whatever, 2023, I think if you're looking and want to learn to tattoo, paying thousands of pounds for a couple of week course is only going to put you back. Because I'll be honest, when that person contacted me and said, I want a quick apprenticeship, I've done this tattoo school course, I went, nah, no way. Out you go, not a chance. And that may not be the right way to look at it. It may not be fair to that person. But the reality, unfortunately, is if you're going to waste your money doing those courses, the vast majority of the tattoo industry that you're trying to get into is going to look at that certificate, look at your degree that you've done, and go, no thank you. So you're going to make life harder for yourself, I'm afraid. But yeah, I think to sum up, my personal viewpoint is currently where we stand. Apprenticeships are a better way, because you've got someone or multiple people even to guide you and make sure you're doing it right. But that doesn't mean it's the only way, and that doesn't mean it's going to be the only way forever. So yeah, I don't know. Find your way, learn to tattoo, do it well, treat people well, make sure you don't mess people up with your hygiene, and be good at tattooing. Be good at tattooing, because we've got enough tattooists that are rubbish. We don't need any more. Thanks. Bye.